After my rebirth, all 5 of my sisters can hear my inner voice. Should I tell the eldest sister that the biological brother she dotes on so much is actually a perverted demon behind her back? I see her stroking his head, then she suddenly freezes. This is so conflicting. Should I let them know? The biological brother they work so hard to find is actually just a bastard. I see all 5 sisters turn pale with horror. As someone who transmigrated into this story, I know it well. The protagonist Yi Feng is constantly framed by the real young master, Yi Yang, causing the 5 sisters to constantly misunderstand him. Sometimes, they even beat him in their fits of rage, according to the book. Because of Yi Yang's framing today, he'll be kicked out of the house by the eldest sister, Yi Yue Wei. Suddenly, an angry voice cuts through my memories. Yi Feng, are you even listening to me? I asked you, what did you do when you snuck into my room yesterday? Yi Yue is about to explode with rage. This Yi Feng guy just stands there like a statue, not even bothering to give a single answer. After processing the memories, I snap out of it and take a good look at Yi Yue Wei. She really is as beautiful as the book described. Seeing this, Yi Yue Wei chest heaves with uncontrollable anger. What are you staring at? I never expected to have such a demonic brother like you. Get out of here right now. I don't want to see your face anymore. Watching this scene, I swallow hard. Holy crap. If those buttons pop and fly into my face, what would happen? Noticing Yi Yue Wei's face growing colder, I speak up helplessly. What exactly did I do? Can't you just go check the security cameras yourself? Since we just met, I don't hold any ill will toward Yi Yue Wei, but I can't help grumbling internally with annoyance. So, ridiculous. I saw you dead drunk, and was kind enough to bring you hangover soup. Yet you think I am trying to pull something, but it doesn't matter. You want me to leave? Right, fine. I'll just go. No one in this house likes me anyway, especially you. I glance at Yi Yang standing smugly at the top of the stairs. Hearing that, Yi Yue Wei immediately frowns. Yi Feng, what did you just say? You were the one who brought that bowl of soup last night. But Yi Feng clearly didn't say that out loud. How could she have heard it? Is it a hallucination? I look at her with a hint of surprise. Yi Yue, is there something wrong with your ears? I said I am leaving. Okay? Besides, how do you even know that I was the one who brought the hangover soup? Your brain is finally starting to work. Yi Yue Wei brow furrows even deeper. Yi Feng, you dare insult me? Immediately after, I cut her off. I don't want to waste any more breath on you. With that, I stand up and head straight for the door. Seeing this, Yi Yue grabs my arm tightly. No. You have to explain yourself clearly first. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. I shrug her hand off forcefully. Get lost. Stop bothering me. Go ask your precious brother what he's been up to. Yi Yue stares in shock at her hand that was just brushed aside. Then, she chases after me in a fit of rage, blocking my path. Yi Feng, you can't leave until you explain yourself. You're slandering Yi Yang, aren't you? Hearing that, I laugh out of pure frustration. I push past Yi Yue Wei and head straight for the stairs. I grab Yi Yang, who is still dazed, by the collar and drag him over to Yi Yue Wei. Tell your eldest sister the truth. Who cooked that hangover soup? And one more crucial thing. Why did Yi Yue Wei underwear end up in my room? Yi Yang immediately starts to panic. He puts on a pathetic, teary-eyed face as if he's about to cry. Brother Yi, what are you talking about? I don't understand at all. Yi Yue Wei steps forward and pulls Yi Yang up. Yi Feng, how can you be so violent? He's your brother. Yi Yang, tell me the truth. You made the soup, didn't you? And my underwear. Why was it in Yi Feng's room? As soon as she finishes her sentence, Yi Yue Wei pale cheeks flush bright red. Thinking that her personal garment might have been defiled, a surge of extreme disgust rises within her. Hearing this, Yi Yang still tries to struggle out of it. Sister, I really was the one who made the soup. Brother Yi had nothing to do with it. Then Yi Yue Wei turns to look at me coldly. I give a mocking smirk and ask back, you say you did it? Then tell me, what are the ingredients and steps to make it? If you can answer that, then I'll believe you made it. Seeing Yi Yang stammer for ages without a single word, how could Yi Yue Wei not realize what's going on? Her fury instantly ignites. Yi Yang, why did you lie to me? It's just a bowl of soup. There's no need to be so deceitful. You've really disappointed me. Next. Her gaze turns chillingly cold. She asks again, now, both of you tell me, who exactly stole my things? I shrug indifferently. Ask him first. I want to hear how he plans to frame me this time. I might even learn some of his choice words. I am sure they'll come in handy later. After all, his acting skills are quite profound. Yi Yue Wei glares at me, then turns back to her biological brother. Yi Yang grits his teeth. In an instant, his eyes turn red. Tears begin to stream down his face. Eldest sister, I didn't do it. It must have been when Brother Yi brought you the soup last night. He must have swiped it then. I am being framed. Yi Yang wails and complains, covered in tears and snot. At that moment, Yi Yue Wei suddenly turns to me. Did you use the soup as an excuse to sneak in and steal my underwear? She's at a loss for words. This is so humiliating. Hearing that, I let out a sarcastic sneer. You just believe everything he says? You trust someone you just found? A rascal like him? You'd rather trust him than me, who's been by your side for 10 years. Yi Yue Wei expression freezes, but she stubbornly insists. Then show me proof that you didn't take it. Besides, Yi Yang just lacks proper guidance. I believe he can change. Seeing this, I shrug. Fine, follow me. Noticing Yi Yang standing nearby looking hesitant, he furrows his brow. A bad premonition starts to form in her heart. She leads Yi Yang after me to the second floor. When we enter my room, Yi Wei is completely stunned by how cramped it is. She looks at me in disbelief. Why is your room so tiny? The mocking smile remains on my lips. Imp, what's the point of saying that now? I've asked to change rooms more than once, haven't I? Did any of you ever care? Hearing those words, Yi Wei suddenly feels an immense wave of guilt. It feels as if a giant hand is squeezing her heart. It's hard to imagine someone as tall as Yi Feng, living in such a tiny, cramped space. Yi Wei then asks, hesitantly, if we didn't notice, couldn't you have mentioned it again? You could have just told me. I give a cold laugh and retort, that's hilarious. Do you remember last winter? It was so cold I couldn't sleep. I had to go out in the middle of the night to exercise, just to warm my body up, and you caught me. You asked why I wasn't sleeping late at night. I told you how freezing this room was. Do you remember what your reaction was then? Yi Wei freezes. Her memory drifts back to before last Lunar New Year. She came home late that night and saw Yi Feng running back and forth in the backyard. She thought he might have gone crazy, wondering why he was out in the freezing night. After Yi Feng explained why, she just gave a dismissive response. She said she'd fix it tomorrow, but she only just remembered it now. This realization makes her feel incredibly guilty. She instinctively feels that her own indifference forced Yi Feng to endure every day, stuck in this wretched little room. This room is barely 10 square meters, nothing more than a storage closet. There's only a 5-foot bed inside. She remembers now. This is the same bed Yi Feng had as a child, and it's never been replaced. A desk, a window. That's everything in this room. Her nose begins to sting with tears. Forget it, don't mention it again. I am used to it anyway. With that, I turn my gaze back to Yi Yang, seeing him still stubbornly refusing to admit his fault. I look at Yi Wei and ask, you showered on the second floor yesterday, right? Yi Wei nods. I continue, didn't you all forbid me from using that bathroom? Yi Wei, bad premonition grows clearer. Since they all grew up, to maintain boundaries between genders, they stopped allowing Yi Feng into that bathroom. But Yi Yang was the exception. I walk toward the bed and throw back the blankets. Then, I slowly pull out the item hidden inside. At the sight of this, Yi Wei's beautiful face shows both rage and humiliation, because what I am holding is exactly the pink lace underwear she changed out of yesterday. Recalling my earlier point, she knows only Yi Yang could have entered that bathroom. Seeing this scene, Yi Yang's face turns deathly pale, yet he still tries to make an excuse. You must have snuck into the bathroom yesterday to take it. As soon as he says that, he immediately regrets it. Slap. Yi Wei delivers a stinging slap across his face. You monster. Yi Yang is dazed from the blow. He touches his swelling cheek and asks, in disbelief, Sister, you hit me? You have to believe me. I really didn't steal it. Since he returned to the Yi family, Yi Wei has doted on him excessively. He was never punished for even his small mistakes. Good grief. You really have no shame. I went straight to my room after bringing the soup last night. You all were in and out of that bathroom until this morning, when exactly would I have had the chance to sneak in? Yi Wei, can't you just check the cameras? Such a simple matter, and you've made it so complicated. I really wonder if the Yi group is in your hands. Will you just drive it into bankruptcy? My words are like daggers, stabbing straight into Yi Wei's heart, causing her immense pain. How could my brother change so much in just one night? Before, Yi Feng was always so obedient, and always acted with such caution, but now, he dares to talk back to her so loudly. She freezes once more. That's right. Why did Yi Feng always have to live so cautiously? Has this family been too harsh on him? What is Yi Wei just standing there for? Is she upset just because of a few words? She used to mock and ridicule me whenever we met. Now that I've said something back, she can't handle it. When that voice rings out again, Yi Wei feels it sounds exactly like Yi Feng's voice. But clearly, Yi Feng's mouth isn't moving. Could this be his inner voice? But everything he's saying is so true. Yi Wei's heart aches even more. Right now, I don't care what she's thinking. I casually glance at the lace garment in my hand. Instantly, my expression becomes quite amused. There's a video. Unbelievable. Yi Wei, your precious little brother is quite something. See for yourself. I toss the garment directly into Yi Wei's hands. Yi Wei is stunned for a moment, then looks at it. Immediately, she lets out a piercing scream. She furiously hurls the underwear straight into Yi Yang's face and screams at him, You're a perverted monster. How could the Yi family produce such a devil like you? She slaps him again. Still not satisfied, she lands another blow. At that moment, an authoritative and angry voice booms from the door. It's the head of the Yi family, Yi Tianhong. What is all this racket? Shouting like this. Where is your dignity? He pushes the door open forcefully and enters. As he gets closer and sees what's happening, he is instantly taken aback. He sees his beloved, pampered son, Yi Yang, kneeling on the floor. A bright red handprint is visible on his face. Instantly, Yi Tianhong flies into a rage. His eyes bulge with anger. Son, did someone hit you? Did this brat hit you? Let father teach him a lesson. He aggressively lunges forward to slap me. Yi Wei quickly rushes to stand between us. she explains frantically. I was the one who hit him. It has nothing to do with Yi Feng. Yi Yang did something depraved, and then tried to frame Yi Feng for it. Hearing this, Yi Tianhong frowns deeply. He looks at his son on the ground with doubt. What is the meaning of this? Seeing the situation, I start clapping in applause, wearing a highly mocking expression. The head of the Yi family is indeed something else. Walking in and trying to slap me without even knowing the truth. Who did I offend? I am the victim here. Typical of you. Yi Tianhong. Whenever something goes wrong, you use me as a punching bag. And Yi Yuewei hears that voice once more. Her heart stings again, as if pierced by 10,000 needles. Did father often hit Yi Feng before? I remember. It seems it was always like this. Was Yi Feng always punished wrongly? Right now? Yi Tianhong glares with fury. I provided you with food and clothes, and you dare speak to me with that tone. Ill. See, if I can't slap some sense into you, you brat. As Yi Tianhong speaks, he roughly pushes Yi Yuewei aside. He raises his large hand high, and marches forward menacingly. Go ahead. Hit me. I've been looking for an excuse to give you a thrashing. This damn Yi family. I don't care if I leave. Hearing those thoughts, Yi Yuewei's heart trembles violently. She grabs Yi Tianhong's arm tightly, and speaks up hurriedly. Father, if you want to hit someone, hit me. I was the one who hit Yi Yang. As for Yi Feng's harsh words, it's because Yi Yang framed him today. He's obviously in a terrible mood, so please, forgive him. She frantically winks at me, signaling me to stop. Hearing his daughter's plea, Yi Tianhong's expression softens slightly, but he still stubbornly demands to hear an apology from me. Seeing this, my brows furrow tightly. What on earth is Yi Yuewei trying to do? I was planning to use this chance to leave for good. What's with the signaling? Does she think ill? Just take the easy way out? I absolutely will not. I point a finger at my own face, and look at Yi Tianhong provocatively. Hey, old man. I've given you too much respect, haven't I? If you're so tough, come on and slap me. My actions leave all three of them stunned. The first one to react is Yi Yang, hiding behind. His face is filled with absolute joy. He's secretly gloating. Now his own misdeeds will be buried, and he gets to watch Yi Feng get beaten. Yi Tianhong points at himself in disbelief. You unfilial brat. What did you just call me? Yi Yuewei also snaps out of it. Her expression changes completely, and she shouts out, Yi Feng, how can you speak to father like that? Apologize to him this instant. She's truly terrified that, in his heat of anger, Yi Feng will do something reckless and end up being kicked out of the house. Seeing that Yi Yuewei is also on their side, my anger instantly boils over. I point directly at Yi Tianhong's nose and begin a relentless tirade. You old geezer, I was clearly framed. Why did you try to slap me the moment you walked in? I've shown you far too much respect, and you claim you fed and clothed me? Don't make me laugh. Yi Tianhong, let me tell you something. My elementary and middle school supplies were all sponsored by charities. My high school and college tuition and living expenses were all paid for by my own summer jobs and extra work. I earned every cent myself, since I was little. I only wore hand-me-downs, discarded by Yi Yuewei and the others. At school, I only had my uniform all year round. Look at what Yi Yang is wearing. The year he came back, 100 million dong watch, 10 million dong clothes. He bought whatever he wanted without a second thought. You shouldn't have taken me from the orphanage in the first place. My life at the orphanage might have been better than in this Yi household. And you too, Yi Yuewei, you're no saint either. Always wearing that funeral face, acting like the whole world owes you something. You couldn't resist scolding me whenever you saw me. What did I ever do to you? Last month you said I stole your necklace. Did you have even a shred of evidence? After hearing those words, Yi Yuewei breaks into a cold sweat. It takes her a long time to regain her composure. Filled with regret, she bows her head. I am sorry, Yi Feng. I misunderstood you before. I sincerely apologize. Seeing this, I immediately and bluntly reject her without hesitation. I don't accept it. Hearing those words, Yi Yuewei's eyes turn red. Tears burst forth like a broken dam, streaming down her face in an instant. At that moment, Yi Tianhong clutches his chest and struggles to stand up. Yi Feng, you little brat, get out of the Yi house this very day. I really nourished a viper in my bosom. Yi Yuewei quickly grabs Yi Tianhong's arm, shaking her head. Yi Feng is still your son, father. You can't just kick him out like this. Yi Tianhong brushes his daughter's hand away. Son? What son? He's just an adopted child. At best, he's just an unfilial brat. I don't care about Yi Yuewei pleading. Old man, stop throwing your upbringing of me in my face. Let me tell you something. I am leaving right now. From the age of 3 when you brought me here, until I was 13 and started working. It's exactly 10 years. I've calculated it all. The total cost is 400,000. I'll pay you back this amount gradually. I can write you a promissory note right now. You can rest assured. This money is absolutely clean. The moment those words left his mouth, everyone in the room was stunned, especially Yi Yang. He was so excited he practically wanted to jump for joy. Is this Yi Feng finally leaving? Seeing my firm attitude, Yi Yuewei felt 10,000 times more anxious. Yi Feng, you can't go. I admit the Yi family has owed you so much over the years. We will make it up to you. Please don't go. Okay, elder sister. I promise I won't treat you like I did before. Yi Yuewei's voice choked up as if she were about to cry, her eyes filled with pleading. Meanwhile, Yi Yang stood by, adding fuel to the fire. Sis, don't bother. Yi Feng has really gone too far today. He deserves to be kicked out. But then Yi Wei saw that Yi Yang was still holding her lace underwear. Her anger instantly exploded, and she slapped him yet again. Seeing his eldest daughter dare to hit Yi Yang, Yi Tianhong stepped in protectively between them, glaring at her in a rage. You dare hit your younger brother? Are you trying to start a riot too? Hearing this, Yi Wei questioned him indignantly. Yi Yang, he stole my underwear to do that. Doesn't he deserve to be hit? Look for yourself. Dad, she snatched the item from his hand and shoved it in front of Yi Tianhong. This left Yi Tianhong speechless, but he stubbornly insisted. I am sure Yi Feng framed Yi Yang. We can't let him stay in this house any longer. Seeing this, I cursed him right to his face. You old geezer. The evidence and witnesses are right there, and you still want to throw dirt on me? I've wanted to leave this disgusting place for a long time anyway. Everyone, look closely. To show my resolve, I grabbed the photo frame from the desk, pulled out the family photo, and tore it into 100 pieces right in front of them. Yi Wei watched the shredded family photo, feeling so heartbroken she could barely breathe. She still remembered how bright my smile was. When I first received that photo, her tears fell uncontrollably. Yi Feng, please don't do this. It'll treat you well from now on. Suddenly, I burst out laughing, a laugh full of mockery and sarcasm. I don't need this fake family affection. Years ago, when you brought me to the Yi house, you were only nice to me for a short while. And in the end, what happened? HMH. Yi Tianhong stood up abruptly in a rage, pointing toward the door. Since you want to go so badly, then I'll grant your wish. I stood up, stuffed my few clothes into a backpack, then tore a page from an exercise book, and wrote an IOU for 400,000. Yi Tianhong watched coldly as the two of us quickly signed it. With an expressionless face, he snatched the IOU and tucked it away. Seeing my absolute resolve, Yi Wei, tears fell like rain. She stepped forward and hugged my back. It's sob. Yi Feng, your elder sister was wrong. Please don't go. Can we stop saying these angry things? If you leave the Yi house, how will you survive? Seeing this, Yi Tianhong's fury surged to his brain. He strode over, grabbed Yi Wei by the collar, and yanked her up. Without a moment's hesitation, Yi Tianhong delivered a harsh slap to her face. Yi Wei, sobbing, stopped abruptly. She looked at her father, her gaze a bit dazed. However, after the slap, Yi Tianhong's reason momentarily returned. He started to feel a hint of regret. This was the daughter he was most proud of. When his health failed, and he retired to the background, she was the one who steered the entire group. Without her, how could he have the leisurely, comfortable life he is now? Yi Yang's jaw dropped, too shocked to speak. A ridiculous thought even crossed his mind. He wanted to leave this house with me too. This father was truly way too cold. Everything happened so fast that even a spectator like me was stunned. Holy crap, this old man. This is his biological daughter. He's totally insane. In this house without a shred of warmth, it better get out of here fast. To avoid getting caught in the crossfire again. Hearing this, Yi Wei expression changed. She suddenly looked at me, her eyes full of shock and confusion. What does he mean? Caught in the crossfire again? Has he been caught in it before? Why can I hear this strange voice? This whole thing is so bizarre, but what his heart said is true. Why did Dad hit me? What did I do wrong? I only wanted to reconcile everyone's relationship. Yi Tianhong let go of her collar, calling her name apologetically. Yu Wei. But as the words reached his lips, the apology wouldn't come out. Yi Wei sat slumped on the floor, touching her cheek that was burning from the slap. Her expression gradually regained its calm, seeing that her father had no intention of apologizing. The corners of her mouth curled in a sarcastic smirk. Dad, how old is Yi Feng? How will he live after leaving the Yi house? You're being truly heartless. Obviously, Yi Feng did nothing wrong. Why can't you distinguish between right and wrong before beating him senseless? What was the point of bringing him home back then? Was it really just to soothe Mom's grief over losing her child? Hearing this, Yi Tianhong's eyes turned bloodshot, and he roared, Fine. Great. Yi Wei, you get out too. I am heartless. Am I? Then let me show you how heartless I can be. Hearing these words, Yi Wei was completely stunned. She truly couldn't believe her father could say something like that. Standing nearby, Yi Yang was also alarmed. He hurriedly grabbed Yi Tianhong's arm to dissuade him. Sis shouldn't leave. Just letting Yi Feng go is enough. Sis must have been tricked by Yi Feng into saying those things. This old guy is beyond stupid. How could he kick Yi Wei out? None of the other daughters give a damn about the group. Without her, how long will the Yi group last? Is he planning to rely on his old bones? Yi Tianhong glared at his favorite son. What's this? Do you think your sister is right too? Yi Yang instantly shut up. He would never dare to cross Yi Tianhong. Unbelievable. Is this old man for real? Dumping a daughter he raised for over 20 years, just like that. His brain must be malfunctioning. Yi Wei is truly pitiable. Yi Wei has always worked so hard for the Yi family, and yet she's kicked out just for speaking up for me. I should probably give her a hand. After all, she's just been fooled by Ye Yang all this time. She's just a bit naive, but she's not a bad person at heart. After hearing those thoughts, Yi Wei suddenly felt this house was so alien, so strange that she just wanted to run away. Standing beside her, I spoke up. Listen, Yi Tianhong, you're really taking it too far. What did Yi Wei say that was so wrong? Just because she stood up for me, you want to kick her out of the house? I think you're truly suffering from senility. Don't you care how the Yi group will run once Yi Wei is gone? Let's see if the Ko family swallows you whole. The Ko family is the top group in the neighboring city. Since the very beginning of the Yi group, they've been bitter rivals. They've been fighting for decades, without a clear winner. Hearing my words, Yi Wei felt a deep sense of comfort. She sat on the ground, wiping her tears. Honestly, she hadn't treated Yi Feng well before, yet this brother was still looking out for her. Compared to her biological brother, Yi Yang, they were worlds apart. Only now did she truly see through her biological brother's true colors. She regretted not realizing it sooner, but it was too late now. Yi Feng had completely given up on the Yi family. Yi Tianhong patted Yi Yang's shoulder and confidently told Yi Yue and me, let me tell you, even without Yi Yue, there's still Yi Yang. I just need to groom him for a while, and he will surely bring fame to the Yi group, with a market value far exceeding 100 billion. I was shocked by his declarations. So this old guy has been planning this. He wants to kick Yi Yue out of the group, just to pave the way for Yi Yang. Huh? I really feel it's not worth it for Yi Wei. She worked so hard, creating so much value for the Yi group, only to end up being kicked out of the house. Yi Yang couldn't hide his joy at this moment. He excitedly shook Yi Tianhong's arm and asked, Dad, are you serious? Are you really going to let me manage the group? Yi Tianhong ruffled his son's hair and said proudly, Of course, Yi Yang, you are my son. I trust your abilities. You certainly won't be any less than Yi Yue. Hearing that, Yi Yue almost completely collapsed. She stood up, wiped the tears from her face, and stepped beside me. Yi Feng, let's go. If Dad wants me to leave and wants to give the group to Yi Yang, then I'll do as he wishes. Her expression was incredibly forlorn, her eyes turning dark and lifeless. Her heart was truly wounded by Yi Tianhong's words. She never expected her father would treat her this way. At 25, after getting her master's, she joined the Yi group to work. Starting as a project manager, she rose to CEO in just a few years. Under her efforts, the Yi group's market size increased by at least 1.5 billion in a short time. Standing there, Yi Tianhong saw his daughter's reaction, and his heart suddenly skipped a beat. He wanted to ask her to stay, but his long-standing, rigid, and authoritarian nature made him stubborn and obstinate. Fine, Yi Yue, let me tell you. Get out of the Yi house right now. Yi Yue was stunned by the outburst. Dad, you've really gone too far. With that, she grabbed my hand and walked out. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry as I let her lead me away. I barely had any money on me, and now I suddenly have this burden. What am I supposed to do? Seeing this, Yi Tianhong pulled out a bank card to threaten us. You ungrateful child, wait until I block your cards. Then let's see what you can do. Yi Wei's steps only faltered for a second. Before she continued walking out, Yi Tianhong grew even angrier. Get out. I don't have a daughter like you. This is driving me crazy. Yi Tianhong watched as our figures disappeared behind the main gate. He never expected she would actually just leave like that. He was so angry, his chest started to ache. Are you okay, Dad? Yi Yang hurriedly rubbed his back to help him calm down, but inside, he was overjoyed. He didn't expect today's events to turn so much in his favor, even suddenly taking over the Yi group. Yi Tianhong said resentfully, Yi Yang is still the best. My love for you wasn't wasted, not like those two ungrateful wretches who dared to walk away without looking back. I am going to block Yi Yue, and Yi Feng's cards immediately. Let's see what they'll live on. They'll surely come crawling back, begging me to let them in. Yi Yue led me along, wandering aimlessly through the streets. I asked her, speechless. I say, Yi Yue, where are you taking me? She shook her head slightly, not saying a single word. I felt even more discouraged. I stopped the dazed Yi Yue. I say, CEO Yi, it's best if you stop following me. Why don't you go home and apologize to your father? Wouldn't that end all this? Do you really want to follow me and suffer? Hearing that, Yi Yue looked around blankly, then stared vacantly at me standing before her. Her thoughts flashed back to her earliest memories. Since childhood, she never had any hobbies of her own, spending every single day buried in her studies. Since she was small, Yi Tianhong had forced her to train in business, finance, and corporate management. But she had also wanted to learn music with her second sister, wanted to write novels with her third sister, learn calligraphy with her fourth sister, and wanted to go out and play with friends like her youngest sister. But every time she mentioned those things, Yi Tianhong would scold her harshly. He always used her status as the eldest sister, and the promise of giving her the group to force her to study, just to make her a high achiever. She really hated that her time was always packed tight by Yi Tianhong without any breathing room. After graduation, not long after joining the group, she achieved great success. Every time someone praised Yi Yue, Yi Tianhong would beam with delight, boasting and exaggerating about how he had educated his children. Every time that happened, Yi Yue felt incredibly frustrated. Hey, Yi Yue, what are you daydreaming about? Seeing Yi Yue dazed again, I turned around and started walking away. Not until my figure was about to vanish into the crowd did Yi Wei snap back to reality. She hurriedly chased after me and grabbed my hand tightly. The feeling of holding that large hand finally gave her a bit of peace. Just now, she thought I was really going to leave her behind. And instantly, a wave of grievance surged in her heart. She spoke with a choked voice, nearly crying. Yifeng, don't abandon me. Okay? As soon as those words were out, passers-by looked at me as if I were some kind of scumbag. I turned back, saw Yu Yue weak and pitiful look, and asked irritably, what exactly do you want? Yi Yue just clung to my arm and wouldn't let go. Yifeng, don't abandon your elder sister. Please? Our bank cards are all blocked. You still have school. I can support you. People around, hearing the words elder sister, immediately lost interest in the drama, thinking it was just a simple family squabble. I pulled her into a secluded corner and told her seriously, Yi Yue, I can support myself. There's no need for you to follow me. Yi Yue, eyes reddened as she said with a trembling voice, Yifeng, I want to make up for everything I've owed you over the years. I can take care of you. You're a student. If you work every day to earn money, you won't be able to study well. I have advanced degrees. I can find a job at some company, and then I'll support your education. I am really getting annoyed here. Yi Yue Wei, I am begging you, okay? I really don't need you following me. You better hurry back to the Yi house, apologize to your father, and everything will be fine. I don't need you to take care of me either. I've lived just fine like this all these years. Do you think that just because I left the petty Yi family, I won't be able to survive? Hearing this, Yi Yue burst into tears again. Yifeng, are you still angry with me? I only have you now. Please don't leave me. I don't have a single cent on me. You don't want to see me starve to death, do you? When she said those words, a hint of mischief flashed in her eyes. I was so angry I laughed. So you're even trying to threaten me now? That's right. I am still very angry with you. That's why I don't want to see your face anymore. Got it? With that, I turned to walk away again. But Yi Yue pulled me back once more. She hugged my arm and acted coyly. Yifeng, just let me stay, please. Come on, okay? Feeling the softness against my arm, I suddenly felt a shiver. No way. Is Yi Wei trying to seduce me? There's no one around. If you keep doing that, I won't be holding back. Hey. Yi Yue expression suddenly changed, and she quickly let go of my arm. I breathed a sigh of relief, stepped back 2 paces, and said, my dear lady, can you just let me go? What's this about only having me? Don't you still have 4 other good sisters? Just go ask them for help. Why do you have to cling to me like this? Yi Wei shook her head and asserted firmly, that won't work. Dad's personality means hell never allow them to help us. Otherwise, blocking our cards wouldn't mean anything. Yi Yue shook my hand as she spoke. So, Yifeng, please take me in. Okay, I see. I completely understand. I pulled out my phone and opened the payment app. Checking the balance, I saw 5,721 yuan. I showed the phone to Yi Wei and said, 5,721 yuan. I'll transfer 2,500 yuan to you. Is that enough for you to leave now? Yi Yue was stunned. Then she felt a lump in her throat, an uncomfortable feeling washing over her whole body. She asked painfully, with a melancholy look, Yifeng, do you think I am clinging to you like this because I want your money? Is that the kind of person I am in your eyes? I was a bit taken aback. Is it not? Because what else could I possibly have to attract you? Then my pupils suddenly contracted. I looked at Yi Wei in disbelief. Don't tell me you've targeted my body. I mean, I am a bit handsome, and we aren't blood-related, but that's still against morality. Yi Yue's face went dark with frustration, and she couldn't help but reach out and give my waist a painful pinch. Ow! Ouch! Ouch! That hurts. I grimaced in pain, quickly swatting away the hand that was pinching me. Yi Yue smoothed back her hair and said seriously, don't get any crazy ideas. I am not interested in you like that, but listen, Yifeng, I really don't want your money. I just want to be with you. Can't you even grant me such a small request? After all, it's because I spoke up for you that I was kicked out of the house. So, good brother, please take me in. I could feel the sincerity in her words, and my heart immediately wavered a little. Seeing me hesitate, Yi Wei delivered one more powerful blow. Yifeng, look at me. From a CEO worth hundreds of millions, suddenly reduced to being penniless, and even kicked out of the house by dad. If even you won't take me in now, are you trying to drive me to a dead end? Sob. Yifeng, how can you be so heartless? Hearing that gave me a massive headache. Seeing passers-by starting to gather around to watch the drama, I quickly tried to calm her down. Fine, stop crying. I'll agree. Alright, I really owe you one. Immediately. Yi Yue stopped crying and smiled. Seeing this, I was completely stunned. I noticed she was looking at me with a radiant smile. I still stubbornly added another comment. If you hadn't spoken up for me so much today, there's no way it'd bother with you. Yi Yue didn't seem to mind. After being kicked out of the house, she felt immensely relieved at this moment. She wanted to see how the group would fare without her. Problems would surely arise. Just watch. Dad would naturally have to bow his head to her eventually. At that moment, the two were walking down the street. I sighed inwardly to myself. Yi Yue Wei isn't bad at heart, but her future is truly miserable. Even if she hadn't left the Yi family today, she'd still end up taking the fall for Yi Yang later. Hearing that, Yi Yuwei froze in her tracks. She looked at my back in sheer terror. Yi Feng, could it be that he returned from the future? As for taking the fall, she had already pushed that thought to the back of her mind. I noticed something was off. I turned to look at Yi Yuwei suspiciously. What's wrong with you? Are you regretting it already? Want to go back to the Yi family? Then just go. So he was lying to me. Ridiculous. How I fell for it completely. Seems the Yi family members really are all the same. Hearing that, Yi Yuwei started panicking. She quickly ran ahead to coax him. No, not at all. I was just deep in thought and lost focus for a moment. I looked at her with surprise. Fine. Right after that, Yi Yuwei thought about the taking the fall part I just mentioned mentally, so she decided to test the waters. Yi Feng, tell me, if Yi Yang takes over, will the group amount to anything? I stopped walking. I sneered and said, a guy like him? Stop joking. If he takes over the Yi group, it would be a miracle if it didn't go bankrupt within 6 months. That brat and his old man are up to no good. I have no idea how old man Yi Tianhong managed to build such a massive Yi group. It's quite laughable thinking about it. Yi Yang embezzled from the company funds to spend on his debauchery. When it was exposed, he made Yi Yuwei take the blame. The funniest part is that I, even occasionally, went to prison to visit her, bringing her a bit of warmth and affection. Even traveled all the way to the capital to appeal, though it failed in the end. I cursed inwardly as I walked, cursing Yi Tianhong for being a subhuman. After hearing that, Yi Yuwei looked like she'd lost her soul. She followed behind me in silence. So, if I hadn't left with Yi Feng today, would that really have happened in the future? She couldn't believe that her own father could be so heartless. Even less believable that Yi Yang, her own brother, would do such a thing. Her heart tightened with pain. She silently followed behind me, unable to hold back her tears any longer. Soon, I noticed something strange. Passers-by were looking at me with odd expressions, occasionally pointing and whispering. I frowned and turned around to look. Looking up at the sky, I felt so exhausted. Why are you crying again? Good Lord, can you please stop crying? Yi Yuwei, seemingly unaware, crashed right into my chest. At this moment, Yi Yuwei felt she was being enveloped by a sense of security only I could provide. She couldn't help but wrap her arms around my waist, pressing her face against my chest, and began to sob silently. My hands froze in mid-air, feeling a bit awkward. Are you really starting to like me now? Hugging in the middle of the street like this is so inappropriate. But it seems this feeling isn't too bad either. The feeling of holding a beauty in my arms. I also tightened my hold on her slender figure. I have to admit, it feels great. So fragrant and soft, too. Immediately after, Yi Yuwei pushed me away. She gave me a sharp glare and walked on. I stood there dazed. Is this woman on something? I muttered and chased after her. Soon after, we rented a room near my university. At the same time, my fourth sister, Yi Yu Yan, noticed something unusual. She is a university lecturer, teaching at the literature department. You should know, I worked incredibly hard to get into Jiang University because of her. I put in a lot of effort to achieve that. After getting into Jiang University, I brought her lunch every single day. But today, she waited in her office for ages, to the point where she was starving, yet I still hadn't shown up. Initially, she thought I was busy and just running late. But unexpectedly, it was almost 1 p.m., and there was still no sign of me. Furious, she slammed the door and headed out. She went straight to the university's IT department. She used her memory to find my major's lecturer. After asking around, she found out I had skipped class. Leaving the office, Yi Yu Yan was absolutely livid. At first, she just thought I forgot to bring lunch. That wouldn't have been such a big deal. But now, I even dared to skip class. She pulled out her phone and called me immediately. My voice, sounding a bit tired and out of breath, answered. Hello, Yi Wei Yan. What do you want from me? Yi Wei Yan was a bit puzzled. Why are you panting like that? Are you doing something shady? Immediately after, her beautiful face flushed red. She hurried into an empty classroom. Hello? Yi Yu Yan. If you don't say anything. EM hanging up. I am very busy. What exactly are you busy with? Is this why you skipped class today? Yi Feng, you've truly disappointed me too much. I, currently carrying various items, froze. I looked blankly at Yi Yuwei beside me. She was also struggling to carry things. Although the phone wasn't on speaker, that questioning voice was clear even to Yi Wei, standing right next to me. The two had just bought all sorts of necessities from a nearby mall, and they were still hauling them upstairs right now. I don't know what's gotten into this sister. Yi Yui yawned. On the phone, Yi Yu Yan continued her interrogation. Yi Feng, answer me right now. I was starting to feel quite annoyed. Yi Yu Yan, you're not angry, just because I skipped class, right? It's because I didn't bring you lunch, isn't it? From now on, I will never bring you lunch again. Do you remember how disdainful your face was every time I brought you food? How can you have the audacity to call and interrogate me like this? Hearing that, Yi Yue Yan was stunned from the scolding. Has Yi Feng gone mad? Wasn't he always obedient and listened to her before? Why is he acting so explosive today? She opened her mouth to snap back, but then remembered her status as a lecturer. The reason I am angry is because of you, daring to skip class to do something so shameful. You've truly disappointed me too much. Hearing that, I was utterly shocked. I turned on the speaker and handed the phone to Yi Yue. Listen closely to who I am with, and see if we're doing anything suspicious. Hello? Yue Yan, it's me. The distinctive, elegant voice of Yi Yue reached her ears. She immediately understood that she had wrongly accused Yi Feng. Eldest sister, I didn't know it was you. I am sorry. Yi Yue said calmly. You don't need to apologize to me. The one you should apologize to is Yi Feng. Yi Yuyan was dazed. All right, Yi Feng, I misunderstood you. Your fourth sister is sorry. But why did you skip class? Saying that, her emotions started to get agitated again. I answered impatiently. I've left the Yi family already, and I am never going back there again. So now I have to look for a place to live. Furthermore, your eldest sister is in the same boat. You should hurry here and convince her to go home, so she doesn't have to suffer with me. Annoyed, Yi Yue stepped up and hit me. Don't talk nonsense. There's no way I am going back. A giant question mark appeared over Yi Yuyan's head. What did you say? I struggled to carry the belongings into the living room. Panting a few times, I spoke into the phone. Yi Yuyan, we're not joking. Just a short while ago, your foolish old man kicked me out, and Yi Yue out of the house as well. Yi Yuyan's brow furrowed even deeper. Yi Feng, how can you insult your father like that? Eldest sister, you should teach him some manners. Yi Yue stopped what she was doing. She hesitated for a moment before speaking up. Yue Yan, Yi Feng might be a bit harsh with his words, but something really was wrong with Dad today. And everything Yi Feng said is the truth. We've been kicked out of the house. Even my bank accounts have been frozen. Yi Yue Yan was completely stunned after hearing this. Eldest sister, are you serious? You guys were kicked out of the house? At this moment, I grabbed the phone. Why would we lie to you? If you don't believe it, go home and see for yourself. With that, I hung up immediately. On the other end, the shock on Yi Yue Yan's face vanished, replaced by indignation. She instinctively thought that surely it was because I had provoked Yi Tianhong. That's why we were kicked out. Eldest sister must have been dragged into it because of Yi Feng. Immediately after, she left the lecture hall. She went straight to the parking lot, got into her supercar and sped towards the Yi family home, setting a firm resolution in her heart. She had to make Yi Tianhong change his mind. How could those two survive out there without any money? By this time, Yi Yue and I had spent the whole afternoon shopping for some daily necessities. Throughout, Yi Yue went on a reckless shopping spree at the mall. If something looked even slightly useful, she just had to buy it. No matter how much I tried to stop her, it was useless. By the time we left the mall, I only had a pitiful 500 yuan left in my pocket. We ordered 2 boxes of fried rice from a street stall. We devoured them quickly and headed back home, starting to organize all the items we had bought. This room of less than 60 square meters finally started to look somewhat livable. Yi Yue tried to coax me, since it'd been sulking all along. Yi Feng, don't be mad anymore. I'll give you half once I start earning money, okay? HM Freed. Ridiculous. I really don't understand why you bought so many useless things. Please tell me what use they have. I pointed to the floor. There were animal-shaped stools and overly elaborate candlesticks, among other things, all luxury items that served no purpose, wasting so much of my money. Hearing that, Yue was temporarily speechless. I am truly at a loss for words. Whatever. Forget it. Just go shower and get some sleep. I really shouldn't have let my heart soften and taken in Yue. She's clearly a spendthrift woman. Yi Yue went to shower. I was left alone sitting on the chair, deep in thought, thinking about ways to make money. Ultimately, I decided to write a novel. By the time Yi Yue finished showering, it was already 7 or 8 p.m. I was still diligently typing away. Yi Yue curiously approached while drying her hair. Yi Feng, what are you doing? Just writing a novel. Is something wrong? A gentle fragrance wafted by, but I didn't even bother to look back. If I had turned my head to look then, I would have seen Yi Yue leaning over, revealing quite a tantalizing view. Yi Yue hesitated as if wanting to say something. After all, our third sister Yi Yu Shuang writes frequently, but only as an amateur. Yi Yue didn't even bother to judge her writing style. I gave a short sneer, not caring much. Are you looking down on me? Do you believe that just by this book, I can support myself in the future? Yi Yue laughed and shook her head. I believe you. I felt quite annoyed. I turned my head and glared, but instantly, my eyes widened. Seeing this, Yi Yue looked at me suspiciously, until she realized my gaze was fixed on her neckline. Her face immediately flushed red with embarrassment. You pervert! She quickly covered her neckline with her hand, while her other hand smacked the back of my head. I sat up innocently, shrugging as if I knew nothing. It's clearly your fault, isn't it? It's not like I wanted to look. Yi Yue stood with one hand on her hip, pointing her other finger right at me. You did that on purpose, didn't you? I scratched my head sheepishly. I just happened to see it intentionally by accident. You're truly shameless. Yi Yue was so angry she grit her teeth. Her delicate face showed embarrassment mixed with rage. She then gave me a hard kick and sulkily flopped onto the bed. Wow, she still looks so beautiful even when she's angry. Truly hard to deal with. Sharing a room with her will surely shorten my lifespan. I tried to regain my composure and continued typing. worrying about the days to come. If I ever have a momentary impulse, the consequences would be unthinkable. Yi Yue, lying on the bed, stole a glance at me, the corner of her lips curled up slightly. At least you have good taste, kid. Otherwise, I would have. At that moment, I secretly pinched my arm hard. Why is that image from earlier stuck in my head? This is going to end badly if it keeps up. Yi Yue, sitting nearby, shrank back slightly. Will Yi Feng suddenly lose control in the middle of the night? But then she figured that with my character, I wouldn't do such a thing. Until 12 o'clock at night, I was still laboriously typing. I originally intended to write a bit more, but I ended up getting a severe scolding from Yi Yue, so I had to resignedly go shower. After showering, I lay down on the bamboo mat on the floor and closed my eyes to sleep immediately. Sleeping on the floor is not comfortable at all. Sigh. I wonder when Yi Yue will finally leave. I really miss sleeping in a bed. Lying in bed, Yi Yue suddenly became dazed. I've bullied Yi Feng all these years, yet in the end, he's the one who cares about me the most. How could I have been such a jerk in the past? Yi Yue felt a sting in her nose. Tears welled up uncontrollably. She quickly wiped them away with her hand, sniffling softly. Did you catch a cold? No way. How can you catch a cold in this temperature? I sat up and glanced at Yi Yue, who was pretending to sleep. I didn't pay much attention, but this very action of mine made Yi Yue feel even more guilty. She then pinched her own thigh hard. Time rewinds to when Yi Yo-Yan was driving home. She still held on to a glimmer of faint hope in her heart. As soon as she entered the living room, she saw Yi Tianhong sitting fuming on the sofa. She only offered a perfunctory greeting and went straight up to the second floor. Once on the second floor, she went directly to eldest sister Yi Yue's room. She stepped inside and took a quick look around, finding no signs of anything unusual. Then, Yi Yan tried to recall where Yi Feng's room was. It took quite a while before she remembered. She reached Yi Feng's door and pushed it open gently. One glance was enough to see the entire room. She was shocked and couldn't understand why this room could be so tiny. Bear in mind that the sisters in Yi Yang's rooms were all spacious and well-furnished, at least 30 or 40 square meters, while this small room was 10 square meters at most. How did he live in a place like this? Then she looked around a bit, noticing the room was a mess. It looked as if someone had intentionally ransacked it. This made the last shred of hope in her heart vanish completely. Her vision began to blur. She hurriedly opened her phone and dialed a number. She asked while choking back tears. Second sister, did the eldest sister go to work today? On the other end of the line, Yi Yuexui sat properly in the vice president's office. She was holding a cup of coffee. Her cold eyes showed clear suspicion. Yue Yan, why do you sound like you're crying? Yi Yuexu's voice was like an eternal iceberg that never melts. Devoid of even a hint of warmth, Yi Yan didn't care much. The Yi family was already too familiar with her coldness. I am fine. Tell me first. Did the eldest sister come to the group to work today? Yi Yuexue thought for a moment, then answered honestly, no. She's been off all day today. She probably had some personal business. Hearing that, Yi Yan's nose stung again. Tears fell uncontrollably. Sister. Eldest sister was kicked out by dad. She was kicked out of the house. Yi Yuexue, who had been relaxed, suddenly stiffened her entire body. She instinctively sat up straight. What did you say? The sounds coming from the phone receiver carried two completely different tones. One voice remained cold as before, without a trace of emotion, while the other was filled with utter astonishment. Yi Yan replied tremulously. Sister Shue, Yue Yan. I am saying eldest sister was kicked out by dad, and even kicked out along with Yi Feng. Did Yi Feng do something wrong? Among the 5 Yi sisters, only Yi Yan treated Yi Feng the best, but even that wasn't much. At most, she'd occasionally invite him out. Yi Yan wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes. It must be so. There's no way eldest sister would be kicked out without a reason. It must be that Yi Feng guy's fault. I have to ask dad for the full story. Ah, that's right. Second sister, you should come home and see what's going on too. This family cannot function without the eldest sister. After saying that, she hung up immediately. Yi Yuexui, after consulting with her other personality, also hurried away from there at once. Inside the Yi family's living room, Yi Yan ran straight down from upstairs. Approaching Yi Tianhong, she asked, Dad, eldest sister and Yi Feng, don't you dare mention that rebellious daughter in front of me. Yi Tianhong's anger hadn't subsided at all. He even seemed more frustrated than before. Yi Yan then sat down beside him and asked softly, Dad, what on earth happened? Can you tell me? Father. Yi Tianhong snorted coldly. Then he began to recount everything from the moment he was drawn by the noise. He told the story until the very end. His face was filled with fury. Yi Yan now knew the whole story. She didn't try to justify anything for Yi Feng either. She didn't like Yi Feng much either. Ever since he passed the entrance exam to Jiangdai University, whenever he didn't have classes, he would run over to attend her lectures. At first, she found it quite repulsive, but she didn't say anything until Yi Feng showed up too many times. People in the class started spreading malicious rumors, saying that Yi Feng was her boyfriend. Yi Feng's identity had never been exposed. Everyone thought he was just an orphan. When she found out about the rumors, she was so angry she could die. She went looking for Yi Feng and taught him a lesson he'd never forget. Yi Feng didn't even fight back. He just took the beating, without saying a single word. that only made her even more furious. That beating left Yifeng's arm scratched and bleeding. It was because she had scratched him with her nails. But the most annoying thing was, Yifeng didn't dare enter the classroom to listen anymore. Instead, he crouched outside the door to eavesdrop secretly. After being discovered, she publicly clarified that they were not lovers. Eventually, Yifeng was even regarded as a pervert by the students. Yi Yu Yan pulled her father's hand, trying to advise him. Father, eldest sister must be angry with you. After all, it seems you really were in the wrong back then. You really hurt eldest sister. You even spoke about letting Yi Yang manage the corporation. Do you know how sad she was? Yi Tianhong frowned. His expression clearly showed his dissatisfaction. Are you saying you want me to apologize to her? Can't she be the one to bow her head to me? Yi Yang, who had been silent until now, suddenly spoke up. That's right, fourth sister. Why make father bow his head to eldest sister? It's clear that eldest sister is always helping Yifeng. While Yifeng hit and cursed at father, try looking at it from father's perspective. Who do you think should be the one to bow? At this, Yi Yuan shouted as well. Yi Yang, do you actually want eldest sister to come back or not? Have you forgotten how well she treated you? What do you mean by adding fuel to the fire now? Yi Tianhong interrupted her. Yi Yuyan, that's enough from you. Yi Yang is right. Want me to apologize to her? That will never happen. She wants to come home? Then let her come before me herself. She must get down on her knees and beg me. Yi Yue Yan began to panic. Father, how can eldest sister return if you act like this? Her personality has always been strong and stubborn. She's just like you. Neither of you will ever bow your heads. By the time she finished, her voice choked up as if she were about to cry from anxiety. Oh, right. Yi Yue Yan. I am warning you, and I am warning all four of you sisters as well. You are not allowed to give her even a single cent. Do you hear me? Yi Yu Yan was dazed by the shout. Then she snapped out of it and spoke hurriedly. Father, you can't do that. You've already blocked eldest sister's cards. How is she supposed to survive out there? Yi Tianhong's anger flared up uncontrollably. Survive? If she can't survive, she can come back here and beg me. Kneel down and apologize to me. Otherwise, just let her starve to death out there. Yi Yang stood by, feeling immensely smug. That's right. Old man, you've really got guts. Wait until you're old. Your son here will give you 1 million a month for living expenses. Yi Yui Yan was completely stunned. Eldest sister is your daughter. How can you treat her like this? You're really being a bit too much. Eldest sister clearly did nothing wrong. It's because the moment you walked in, you tried to hit Yifeng without a word. She was just speaking up for Yifeng. How could you kick her out just because you're angry? Hearing this, Yi Tianhong couldn't contain his rage. He pointed straight at Yi Yue Yan's face and roared. Yi Yu Yan, I am telling you. You want me to apologize? In your dreams. If you dare speak up for Yi Yue one more time, then you can get the hell out of this house too. Do you hear me? His roar left the other two in shock. My God. Old man, what are you trying to do? Are you going to kick out fourth sister too? Yi Yang really didn't expect that his old man could be this crazed. A thought became even more settled in his mind. He must absolutely not provoke him. Otherwise, his future days would not be peaceful. At this moment, Yi Yu Yan was in a state of daze. She pointed at herself and asked, Father, do you want to kick me out too? Yi Tianhong's voice softened slightly, but he remained firm in his resolve. I've already said it. If you say even one more good word for her, then you can go too. And get out of my sight. Just then, the living room door opened. Yi Yueshu rushed in. Father, Yu Yan. What on earth is going on? The one speaking was Yan Ye, Yu Su's other persona. In conflict situations like this, Yi Yuixu usually wouldn't take the initiative to get involved. What's going on? Go and ask your precious eldest sister yourself. I am sticking to what I said. If she doesn't apologize, don't even think about her returning to this house. With that said, Yi Tianhong flicked his sleeve and went upstairs. Yi Yang, fearing Yi Yu Yan would vent her anger on him, quietly followed behind her, but he stopped on the stairs to eavesdrop on the conversation of the two below. After they left, leaving Yi Wei Yan with a dazed expression. Xiao Yan, quickly tell me what on earth happened. At that, Yi Yue Yan burst into sobs. Sister Yan, what am I supposed to do now? There. Stop crying. Our Xiao Yan is so beautiful. It's not pretty if you cry until your face is a mess. Yi Yu Yan pulled her down to sit. She cried for a long time before, finally stopping. Sister Yan. It went like this. Yi Yue Yan recounted the whole event once more, and also the conversation between her and Yi Tianhong just now. Yan couldn't stop frowning after hearing it. What's wrong with father today? He's clearly forcing eldest sister to bow down to him. Eldest sister must really be angry this time. Growing up, she's definitely wanted to win just once. Then again, the sisters understood her inner thoughts very well. Yi Yue Wei. So it was easy for them to understand the heart of the matter. Yi Yu Yan asked for help. So what do we do now? Is there really no other way for us? Are we just going to leave eldest sister out there to fend for herself? Yan slapped her forehead and spoke. Xiao Yan. Can't we just secretly transfer money directly to her? Yue Yan also slapped her forehead in agreement. Then I'll transfer the money to her right now. She took out her phone, tapped on eldest sister's profile picture, and directly transferred 200,000 yuan. But after entering the password, the phone showed that the transfer failed. Both of them were stunned. Then they suddenly realized the problem. Then couldn't we just give her cash directly? Or get her a new bank card? Hearing this, Yi Yang's pupils constricted. I have to report this to the old man. I must stop them. He crept up to the second floor. Yi Yueyan nodded in agreement. The two of them quickly packed up to leave. But unexpectedly, Yi Tianhong's voice came from the stairs. Where do you think you're going? The voice was full of anger and full of restraint. The two sisters trembled. The handbags in their hands almost fell to the ground. Yi Yueyan stuttered. Father, why are you? Yan's eyes darted around. Father, we were just planning to go out and have some fun. I am planning to go to karaoke later. So I asked fourth sister to come along. Yi Tianhong suddenly shouted, shut up. You want to go see Yi Yue, don't you? I am telling you. Fine, but the moment you step out to meet her, then don't ever come back to this house again. Both of them turned pale with fear. The handbags in their hands fell with a thud. Yan, looking bloodless, tried to explain. Father, you're overthinking it. Then go ahead. But if I catch you daring to do something you shouldn't, then don't blame me for not warning you. Yi Tianhong spoke with an expressionless face, then went upstairs again. It wasn't until Yi Tianhong disappeared from sight that they dared to breathe a sigh of relief. Yue Yan asked again, second sister, what do we do now? Yi Yu Yan spoke to Yi Yu Yan. Let's go find my best friend, Yao Noan. Well, take her with us to find eldest sister, then borrow 500,000 yuan from her to give to eldest sister, then promise to pay her back 600,000 yuan. That way, everything will be settled. We have to act fast. It's almost dark. Eldest sister definitely has nowhere to stay right now. It's very dangerous. Right after that, the two of them hurried out. This entire conversation was once again completely overheard by Yi Yang. A sinister smile curled on his lips. Then he turned and went up to the second floor. The two drove to the front of a luxury apartment complex. Yi Yu Yan called her best friend. Yao Noan, Xiao Noan, we have an emergency and need to find you. Come down here quickly. Xiao Yan and I are waiting for you outside the building. On the other end, Yao Noan gave a bitter smile. Her voice was a bit hesitant. That, Yan, my father said I'm not allowed to contact you anymore. Otherwise, he'll ground me and cut off my allowance as well. I am truly sorry, Yan. Yao Noan hung up immediately after speaking. She looked up with eyes full of fear, looking at her father who was standing right in front of her. Her father had just used a very stern tone, demanding that she temporarily cut ties with everyone from the Yi family. She asked him why, but Zhao Hahong absolutely refused to say a word. She had no other choice. She had to comply. The two of them, standing outside the building, were completely stunned. Yan could hardly believe her ears. She even wondered if there was something wrong with her hearing. Sister Yan, Xiao Noan said, her father won't let her contact us anymore. Yi Yu Yan took a deep breath. It seemed she had vaguely guessed something. At this moment, Shu directly took control of the body. Her entire aura immediately turned cold. Her expression was extremely grim. About this point, everyone, don't panic. Wasn't it said earlier that eldest sister is with Yi Feng? At least Yi Feng is there to protect her. We don't need to worry about her safety for now. Our main task is to solve the money problem. Father has really crossed the line this time. Yi Yue Yan knew this was a sign she was getting angry. How about this? Why don't we go find eldest sister and Yi Feng first? We can discuss it further after we meet them. Shua looked down, thought for a moment, and then spoke. Oh, right. We also need to inform third sister and youngest sister. They probably don't know anything about this yet. Yi Yu Yan nodded. I haven't said anything to them yet. I've only told you. Then just let those two know about this first. Eldest sister is in trouble now. We definitely have to help her. Yi Yue Shu opened her phone, sent a message to the sisters group chat, then immediately called Yi Yue Wei. It was already 6 p.m. Yi Yue was drenched in sweat from helping to move things. Panting, she set down the things in her hands, looked at her phone, and asked, is that Xiao Sui? Or Xiao Yan? It's me. Just hearing that cold tone, Yi Yu Wei recognized her immediately. Is that you, Xiao Shui? Are you looking for me because I was kicked out of the house? She drowsily opened her eyes, rubbed her eyes, looked around. Suddenly, she noticed I was staring at her without blinking. My Adam's apple even moved up and down unconsciously. She immediately understood the situation, hurriedly pulled the blanket over herself, covered her head with the blanket, then shouted from under the covers. You pervert! You lecher! No wonder I can hear Yi Feng's inner voice. So this brat has already seen my body. I pretended like nothing happened, leaned over and went into the bathroom to wash up. Yi Yuewei was still covered by the blanket. The corner of her mouth twitched unconsciously twice. She also